Hello, fellow anatomists. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the cords and terminal branches of the brachial plexus as seen in Objective 10.4. As a recap, I have drawn the roots, trunks, and divisions, and we're going to focus on the cords and terminal branches. So there are three cords. First, the lateral cord, which is the anterior division of both the superior and middle trunk. Then we have the posterior cord, which is the posterior division of all three trunks. And then we have the medial cord, and that is the anterior division of the inferior trunk. So branching from the lateral cord, we have the lateral pectoral nerve. From the posterior, we have three: upper subscapular, lower subscapular, and thoracodorsal. And from the medial, we also have three: the medial pectoral, medial cutaneous nerve of the arm, and medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm. So now we're going to look at the terminal branches. We have the musculocutaneous, which is C5 through C7. It innervates the anterior compartment of the arm, so the biceps brachii, both the long and short head, the coracobrachialis and the brachialis, as well as sensory innervation to these parts of the arm. A deficit here could cause a weakness of arm flexion. Next, we have the axillary, which is C5 through C6. It innervates the deltoid shown here with a little missing, as well as the teres minor, and it has its sensory innervation to these parts of the arm. A deficit here could cause a weak deltoid, which causes the arm not able to raise. Next, we have the median nerve, which is C6 through T1. Its general innervation is the anterior compartment of the forearm: pronator teres, flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, pronator quadratus, flexor digitorum profundus, and not shown here, flexor digitorum superficialis, which attaches to the PIPs. It also has sensory innervation to these parts of the hand. A deficit here could cause loss of pronation of the forearm, weakness of flexion at the hand at the wrist, and loss of thumb motion. Then we have the radial nerve, which is C5 through T1. Its general innervation is the posterior compartment of the arm and forearm, so the triceps shown here, and then many of the extensors shown here. Its sensory innervation is primarily to the posterior compartment, and a deficit here could cause weakness of arm, forearm, hand, or finger extension. Lastly, we have the ulnar nerve, which is C7 through T1. Its innervation is the flexor carpi ulnaris and part of the flexor digitorum profundus, as well as most of the intrinsic muscles of the hand. Its sensory innervation is to the ulnar part of the anterior and posterior hand, and a deficit here could cause weakness and flexion of hand at the wrist and loss of flexion at the ulnar half of the digits. That's all for now.